Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's talk about the month of November if you're a Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So this month for you is going to be very transformational and also just really positive for both your work life, your public image, how other people see you and your career, as well as your finances. This is going to be one of the best and luckiest times for your finances that you're going to experience in a really long time. The more you kind of put yourself in situations that will really level you up, the more success you will have, and things will generally just become very lucky for you. As we really get into the month of November, you'll have a major focus on your love life. You may find yourself getting into a new relationship. You may find yourself kind of meeting the one, so to speak, or somebody who you may actually get married to. In the beginning of this month, you may find yourself kind of focused more on your work life, what you're doing on the day-to-day, your day-to-day routine, exercising, really taking good care of your health. But really, as we get into November, this is going to be a time where you're going to be meeting somebody who really sweeps you off your feet, and you may find yourself having somewhat of a whirlwind romance. You may find yourself entering an unexpected relationship during this time as well. This is going to be kind of an amazing time for your love life and also your work life at the same time as well. I feel like anything you do in the month of November is going to be very prosperous. You're going to have one of the luckiest months out of all of the zodiac signs because you have so much focus right now on Pisces. And for you, this has a lot to do with your career, how people see you in the spotlight, managerial stuff, all of your achievements, all of your success. This is going to be a month that's going to be very successful for you. And while you will also be focusing on your day-to-day work life this month, you may also find yourself, again, having some sort of raise. And as we really get into it this month, it is very good for your love life. This is going to be one of the best months for your love life. I feel like November and December 2025 is going to be so positive for any sort of relationships, romantic relationships, partnerships. This will also be very positive for anything you need to sign regarding like contracts, or if you are looking to sign for a new apartment, any sort of legal contracts or agreements. Things will be very successful for you, and you're more than likely going to be accepted in anything that you sign, because at the same time, with all of these planets in the sign of Pisces, this is like success is on your side. You may find that any project you begin this month, you will become very successful at. Like anything you begin is likely to become so successful, and you're likely going to be attracting a lot of positive vibes during this time. On November 4th, we will have Mars entering the sign of Sagittarius. For you, you're going to start to feel like a lot of new people will enter your life. This could be people sliding into your DMs, approaching you on the street. You may all of a sudden go to the grocery store and you could meet somebody and start talking to them, and then all of a sudden you may find yourself going to parties with them or something like that. You may make new best friends during this time. And with Mars in the sign of Sagittarius, this is like a lot of focus like coming your way as it relates to your relationship. Like if you don't currently have your person, it's very likely to happen very fast. Mars is very fast. It is all about speed. And Mars in Sagittarius is also very playful. It's very fun as well. It's also a very lucky sign because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. You may find yourself entering a lucky relationship. You may find yourself just having very positive things happening for your love life. If you are currently in a romantic relationship, you may find that your partner proposes. That's another thing that could happen during this time. Expect things to be very fast and like happening very quickly. Like you may also find that if you had been in kind of like a relationship for a long time with somebody, all of a sudden that person could be like, okay, we're doing this. Now we're gonna move in together. We are finally going to be becoming more dedicated to one another. Again, this could be like marriage proposals type stuff too. On the 7th of November, we will also have Venus entering the sign of Scorpio. For you, this is going to be a time where you are very focused on your work life. You may find yourself really focusing on like the day-to-day of what you do every single day. You may also find yourself like focusing more on your work life and like being very healthy. You may find yourself romanticizing exercising every day, eating healthy. You may watch more what I eat in a day vlogs, like that type of stuff. Like you may have more romanticization, day-to-day routine and things you do on the daily. This is something that you're more than likely going to experience during this time. And it's like you are more than likely going to have very positive things happen as it relates to your health. You will also have very, very good health when Venus is in the sign of Scorpio. It's going to be very powerful for you and just very, very positive at the same time. So you may find yourself exercising more frequently, eating healthier, focusing more on your day-to-day routine when Venus enters the sign. And it's going to be very, very positive. Like you're going to have some like super positive things happening this month as it relates to your health, well-being, and your day-to-day routine. The very next day, we will have Uranus retrograde in the sign of Taurus. So Uranus has been in your sign of Gemini since about July. When we had Uranus retrograde begin was in September, and on the 8th of November it begins its cycle back into the sign of Taurus, which it will stay in until about February. So during this time you may find yourself also kind of secluding yourself a little bit more. You may find yourself kind of focusing more on spirituality, towards astrology to guide you on the day-to-day. You may find yourself focusing more on that in your day-to-day life. You may have more focus on those themes, and you may also find yourself not focusing so much on the appearance, so much on the way you present yourself, and more about like what's really inside and being more connected to spirituality as well. So it's going to be that type of vibe where you're more connected to spirituality and less so much about how you're presenting yourself. On November 9th, we will have Mercury retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius, where it will go back into the sign of Scorpio on the 19th, and Mercury will turn direct on the 29th. When we have Mercury retrograde, this is going to be a time where you are really reassessing your relationship and your day-to-day routine. So much focus on your romantic relationships, partnerships. If you're married, if you're in a long-term relationship, you'll have so much focus there on your life and kind of like all of your best friends, your partnerships, things of that nature. With the amount of focus you will have on those themes this month, you may find yourself just kind of really focusing on self-betterment and becoming like a better version of yourself at the same time, and also just becoming more successful in your relationships. Once we have Mercury go back into the sign of Scorpio on the 19th, this is more reassessing of like your work life, what you do every day, your day-to-day routine, things of that nature. So you may find yourself kind of focusing more on those themes of your health. Maybe you have something happen with your health as well, that you're like, okay, well, I just had this happen, now I have to do this. Or you might have a goal with your health, like maybe you want to walk 10,000 steps every day. Maybe you start setting goals to become more healthier, because at the same time you're having Venus in this house, so it's like very, very positive. And you may also find yourself romanticizing things of having really good health or being really healthy. Mercury retrograde back in that house, it's like, yeah, you're thinking about how you can become healthier, how you can have a better day-to-day routine. If you have recently received a job promotion, which is very likely to happen having all of these planets in the sign of Pisces for you, you all of a sudden received a major job promotion, received a major raise. This could also be a time where you're kind of reassessing how you kind of experience things, what you do on the daily. You may also get some sort of assistant to help you. Major focus on reassessing what you're doing every single day and how you can become better at those things. On the 22nd, we will have the sun entering the sign of Sagittarius. This is just more positive things as it relates to your romantic life, all of your partnerships, if you're in a romantic relationship, anything involving romantic relationships, business partnerships, contracts. Very positive time for this. Really, really, really good time for your love life. You may also find yourself getting married or even meeting somebody who you get married to. This is like meeting the one type of energy. On Thanksgiving, on the 27th, we will continue to have Mercury retrograde. For you, this is more about your work life. During this time, you may focus more on health and kind of eating healthy. During Thanksgiving, we typically have like a lot of like different types of food. You may find yourself kind of focusing on eating healthy during that day. So that might be something that you're kind of just more focused on. I would obviously give you the advice of making sure that you honor how you want to be healthy but also have fun too. It's going to be a positive event for you. You aren't going to have any intensity during Thanksgiving. You may also bring somebody who you were romantically with to Thanksgiving. This might be a romantic partner, a spouse, someone like that, or even like a best friend or a partner. You may find yourself bringing somebody to Thanksgiving. That might also happen. And Saturn will be turning direct. So if you have been like recently receiving a promotion at work, you may find yourself talking about your work life during Thanksgiving as well. People might really celebrate you for this. So just positive vibes for you during Thanksgiving. And on the 29th, we will have Mercury turning direct. So things are going to get easier for you at work specifically. Things are going to get a lot better, and you're also going to have more of a set routine every single day. It's not going to be as intense as it was previously. When you have Mercury retrograde in the sign of Scorpio for you, think like reassessing what you're doing every day, reassessing your health, trying to become a healthier and better version of yourself, and just generally kind of like working more to become more healthy in what you do every single day. And on the 30th, we will have Venus entering the sign of Sagittarius for you. This is just really, really positive as it relates to all of your relationships. You may find yourself entering a romantic relationship, getting married, proposed to, something happening very positive with your relationships that will really elevate you and help you reach the next level. This is super, super positive vibes, and you will also just have like really good energy during this time as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more astrology updates.